Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. It's been a while. I have had quite a few videos go up, but they've all been pre-recorded, so I haven't actually filmed in a very long time. And I thought it's about time that we come back. So today's video is going to be a two-in-one. I'm going to be recreating Adele's makeup look for her brand new music video, Easy on Me. I think it's very Adele, but it's just taken up that notch, just that little bit more, and I absolutely love it. So we're going to be recreating that, but alongside that, we're going to be recreating that makeup look using a brand new collection to me. This is the Claudette collection. I'm just going to say it now. I am horrible at saying and pronouncing the NARS names. I just can't do it. So every time I can't say one of the names or the words, I will pop it up on the screen here somewhere, or here, wherever it pops up. But it's the Claudette collection, and the packaging is red and black, and there's hearts and butterflies and clovers and stars, and I'm all for it. So we're going to be using the eyeshadow palette. This has 6 shades in it. It's absolutely stunning, and when I saw it I thought this is exactly how we're going to test out this palette, because it's so neutral but so fun. And I am going to do another video with this palette specifically, and I think I'll do 2 or 3 looks for one palette like I usually do. That's kind of what we do here, so that's what I'm going to do with this, but I just had to do this look separate. So we have the eyeshadow palette, and then we have the face palette. So it's a little bit bigger, and it has butterflies on it. Oh, and I can't open it. Okay. So this is what it looks like, and my camera's not picking up how bright this actually is. It's almost like a pale neon coral. It's absolutely stunning. So this is the face palette, and then my favorite part of this collection is the amount of lipsticks in there. There's a lot. So there are 4 of these ones, and I'm very bad at showing you the packaging. There's 4 of these ones, and I believe, if I'm correct, these are the Audacious lipsticks. So these are just your normal, I guess you could say, ones. And then there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the red ones, and these, I'm going to have to get my glasses for these ones. These ones I believe are matte. Audacious Sheer Matte lipstick, yeah. So they all have the textured, almost velvet finish to them. I really love the fact that they have 2 lots of lipstick finishes in this collection, and that they are color coordinated. That just makes my day. Anyway, enough rambling. This is a NARS heavy video. I apologize in advance if that's something that you're not a fan of, but regardless, I really hope that you enjoy this makeup tutorial. I'm gonna voice over you the eye process just so it's quicker, and then I'm gonna walk you through the skin and the lips. So yes, let's get started on this Adele makeup look. I'm starting off my eyes with the Hourglass Veil fluid retouching. It's really nice, and it doesn't crease, so I'm popping that on my eyelid, and I'm going to blend that out with a Real Techniques setting brush. We're going to go into this gorgeous palette, and we're going to take the middle shade. Names I can't say. I think I've said that many times during this video. We're going to take that middle brown shade and a blending brush from Real Techniques. This one is quite pointed, and it gets really close into the crease. It's quite nice to use. So I'm going to pat that onto the lid first, because the concealer is still a little bit wet. So we're going to pat it on first and build up that color, and then we'll start blending out after we've built up that color. We're going to go in with the dark brown shade out of this palette, and I've switched brushes to a pointed blending brush. It's like a kind of pointed brush, but it's a little bit longer, so it's very easy to blend with as well. It's from Morphe, and I'm taking that brown more closer to the crease, and again I'm going to pack that color on, focusing on the outer corner the most, and eventually I will darken up the entire crease, but we're not going for a cut crease or anything like that, but we're kind of blending and packing on that color as you would in the beginnings of a cut crease before you cut it out. After I've packed on some of that dark brown, we'll go back in with that first blending brush and just blend it all together with that transition shade. And you'll notice I go back and forth between brushes to blend. And then I'm going to take a face powder, and I can't remember what the name of this brush is, but I'll have it all listed down below for you. And a trick that I learned is you pat it onto the arch of your brow first and then kind of blend it down a bit, so it sets your underbrow concealer, but it also helps to lighten up in case it gets a little bit muddy under there, and it also really helps to blend out that shadow even more. I'm going back in with that pointed blending brush with that dark brown and just closing in that outer V area and then darkening out the crease again. Taking that middle shimmer shade in the top row, I'm using a flat brush from Morphe, and I'm going to kind of pat it on as I would a cut crease in the, first inner corner in the middle of the lid. And you'll see that I go back and forth between all the different brushes that we've used so far to blend that out, and also going back through the crease to soften that line so that it's not a hard line, it's just there, if that makes sense. Back into that middle shade, I'm then going to tap the edge of that lid shade so that it blends really nice and easily. Then I'm going to go back into the lid shade with that flat brush again and just tap it lightly under the brow for that brow highlight. She does have a highlight going on, and you can see that quite close up. Next, I'm going in with my eyeliner. I'm using my usual black face paint, and I'm creating a really thin line on the lid, as thin as I can and as even as I can, but the wing itself is actually really pulled out and very dramatic. And to finish off the eyes, I'll be putting on a coat of mascara and then my lashes. Alright guys, so now that the eyes are done, we're going to go ahead and do the skin. So I wanted to do the skin after the eyes purely because I wasn't sure what the fallout would look like for this palette, and I have to say it's actually quite good. I didn't have much fallout, only a tiny little bit from the shimmer shade that got used. So let's go in with the skin. I'm going to use this sample I got from MAC. It's the Studio Fix Matte Fine 12-Hour Shine Control Primer. I'm glad I could actually read that without my glasses on. I have done my skincare already, so I'm not going to use anything else. I'm just going to put a bit of that on my fingers and rub that into the areas where I get shiny the most, which is my T-zone. So if you don't know what that is, it's your forehead and down the center of your face. So for foundation today, I'm going to be using a mixture of two NARS Radiant Longwears. I have samples that I want to use up and try and mix and match to find the right shade before I go ahead and buy. So this is what I've done with them. So I'm going to use a mixture of L45 and L25 just to see if I can get a mix that works for me. I'm going to use this Mecca brush. I got this I think last year for my birthday. I have no idea what the number is. The name's pretty much gone, but it is my favorite foundation brush. I think it might be pulling a tad bit yellow, which is okay. We can work that out. perks of trying to find your right shade. So if you're going to recreate this look at home, Adele did go for a very, I would say, full coverage base, but it was very skin-like, if that makes sense. I've watched the video many times and I really feel like she kept the texture in the video. I don't feel that there was a lot of retouching on her skin at all. I think she looked absolutely gorgeous. I love how as we get older, we try to hide our lines and our wrinkles and all of the things that we go through as we get older. And I really feel like this video, she really left it in there. And it just made us, well, it made me feel like it's okay, like I can still look absolutely stunning like she does, and not worry about what my skin is looking like. Does that make sense? I don't know. That's the vibe that I got. Like, TikTok is blowing up over this song because of how the lyrics just captured people that are my age, and I'm 27. And I really agree. Like, the lyrics are just so beautiful. Here I am rambling on, but anyway, I'm just going to buff all of this in and then I'll be back to finish off the base. So now that I've got all of that buffed in, I'm going to go in with concealer. I'm not going to go crazy with super duper highlights and contours. Adele is quite contoured in the video, but I don't feel like I need to go crazy with concealer. So I'm going to take the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind, and this is the corrector shade, and I'm going to take a Real Techniques setting brush and buff that in, really just in that inner corner to cover my dark circles, not so much brighten up. We are going to go in with some extra shadows on the lower lash line. She's not top heavy, goodness, I need another coffee. She's not top heavy with her eyeshadow in this look. She kind of goes a little bit smoky underneath. So we're just going to prep the skin underneath that and set it before we go ahead and apply those shadows. All right, there we go. So see how that's just kind of taken my darkness away without adding too much. Well, I'm very blown out at the moment. I hope that evens up. I'm working on getting into a new area where I can get my studio lights back up. That would be nice. Okay, so we're going to go into the lower lash line. So all I'm going to do is take this middle shade, which we use as our transition on the lid, and I'm going to take the Morphe brush M506. It's just a little pointed fluffy one, and I'm going to make sure I tap that off. I'm going to look up, trying not to get this on the concealer that we just put down, and I'm just going to tap that along the lashes. It's not smoky, like dragged down smoky. You can just kind of see that it's there. So it's almost connecting out to the wing, which that's why we did it a little bit further out, because there's no liner on the lower lash line. But if we're going to do, you know, a big liner, it needs to have somewhere to connect to down the bottom. And even though we use tape, I wanted to use the tape for the eyeliner specifically, but if you look really close in the video, she actually has a bit of the shadow smoked out underneath the wing as well. So I'm just going to go in lightly, same way, tap it, and then lightly along the bottom edge there. Not too much because I don't want to disturb the liner, but just bringing that out, almost like a double wing effect, if that makes any sort of sense whatsoever. But that's it. I'm not going to go crazy. I've just gone under it a little bit. And I'm going to bring that in, and I'm going to leave that inner corner free of any shadow whatsoever. I'm going to take the blending brush that we used in this look, which is the Real Techniques base eyeshadow brush, and just go over that a little bit. And then back in with the setting brush that has the concealer on it still, just to set it all up so that it's all done and dusted. All right, now we got to go to the other side and hope that we don't mess it up. Kind of a tap into that lash line first. Okay, so next up, Adele doesn't have any darkness in her waterline, so I'm going to assume that she's got some sort of nude there to cancel out any redness and just add to the brightening of her eyes. So I'm going to take this nude pencil. This is Essence, and it's in the shade 25 Say Hi Light. And I'm going to run that in the lower waterline. And then last thing I'm going to do is do mascara on the lower lashes. I really love this. This is the Revlon Ultimate All-in-One. The brush is just so beautifully small and precise, and it gets in and it doesn't get on the skin. It's fabulous. You watch. Now I've said that, I'm going to get it on the skin. Okay, so now the eyes are almost done. We've just got one more thing left to do. Now this is just a me thing. I don't recall, or I couldn't see an inner highlight if she was even wearing that in the video, but I'm gonna put it on too. But we're gonna do that after we finish the face. So Adele has, because it's a black and white to color video, it kind of took a little bit to figure out what was going on. And when she did come into color, there kind of wasn't much of her to see, if that makes sense. But what I could tell is she definitely had her contour going on. And I'm going to go a little bit ham with it. I'm going to use this first. This is the NARS Sun-Kissed Bronzing Cream in the shade Casino. This came out with the Summer Solstice collection, which I'm going to do a video on soon. So you'll be able to see it then. I'm going to put a tiny little bit on a contouring brush from Real Techniques. And I'm going to use this as my base for my face products today. Of course, we're doing the NARS collection, so we're going to be using it. And like I said, I cannot pronounce. It's Claudette something. I'm so sorry. I'm not good with pronunciations. I can barely talk my own language. So we're just gonna go with it. But I'm gonna use this bronzing cream as a base for those powder products. Now this bronzer I absolutely love. It has got to be my favorite cream bronzer that I've ever tried before. But I'm only going to use it on my cheeks. I'm not going to take it anywhere else because it is cream, and I am going to be extremely hot today because we're in summer now, and I don't want it to move, so I'm only going to put it on my cheeks with the bulk of the product being back here in this region, and then just blend it up and down in a C shape up into the temples. Okay, so here we do. We're going into the NARS Claudette, and this is the Blush Duo. We may end up using both of them because one could be used as a bit of a bronzer as well, and the blush. So the blush is called Croisette. And I'm not even going to try and butcher the other one. I'll have all the names listed below as well as somewhere on the screen, I promise. And again, I apologize. So I'm going to take this brown shade here. Even though it's a blush, we're going to use it to warm up the face. It has that warm undertone and it's light enough that I can probably get away with it. And we're going to take a Real Techniques. This is a face powder brush, I believe. I can't remember. They're that old that they've had everything rubbed off. And I'm just going to go over that bronzer, and that's just going to set it in place, but also help to diffuse it out as well. And this one I'm going to take up to the hairline and just go around the face. So we are going to go in with this blush. It's very pale. It's not picking up as much as I'd like it to on camera, but in person it's very pink. Yeah, it's not going to come up. I don't need to work on that, but it is very pigmented. And I'm just going to put that just on the fronts of my cheeks. And I'm going to tap that in, and then I'm going to go over it with my foundation brush just to soften it that little bit. It's quite nice. I do like that. I don't think that that bronzer shade will end up being a favorite of mine. It didn't really do much, but that's okay. It is still lovely, and I'm very glad that I have it. So last but not least, I am going to take a smidge of powder, and I'm going to pop that right in my forehead, right here, where I get oily, the nose where I get oily, under the eyes because I wear glasses. So this kind of area here is where I pop my powder, and a little bit on my top lip. And that is it. That is face done, ready for highlighter. What highlighter are we going to use today? We're going... So I've just pulled out the NARS Orgasm palette because we're NARS heavy, we may as well. And I'm going to take this one here, which is called Turtle Bay, I believe. This one. And I'm just going to pop that on the high points of my face. But I'm going to need a mirror, which one's right there. It's time for another coffee, I think. I'm not going to go crazy with it because in the video it doesn't look like she has much on, if any at all. In saying that, it was filtered heavily, so who knows? I'm just guessing, and I love a good highlight, so we're going to put one on. So on the inner corners of the eyes, I'm going to take this gorgeous shade here. I believe it is called Envy. I could be wrong. And to make it, I have a little sample here from MAC of the Fix Plus. I'm going to pull that out just in case I need it. I'm going to try it first with just the brush. Oh, she is pretty. Look at that. She pulled up really quickly. And I'm going to pop that in the inner corner as the highlight of the eye today. And I might pull it, I'm going to pull it just a little bit on the lower lash line on that inner corner there, just to open the eye up a little bit more. That's very pretty. It's a little bit darker than I had intended. That's okay. Alright, so last but not least is the lips. For this look, she has almost like an ombre dark to nude. I have photos here, and I'm going to put photos up on the screen whenever I reference something, just so you can understand what I'm talking about. I sat through the video a few times and I screenshotted the best that I could. I just want to apologize for this clip here of the lipstick being applied. I don't know what happened, but my audio screwed up really badly. I'll have the lipsticks that I used in order listed down below for you guys. Alrighty friends, so this is the final look. I've gone and I've brushed my hair. I don't look like I've just woken up anymore. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this Adele easy on me, inspired makeup look using the new NARS collection. I take it back, it's not new, but it's still available, but it's probably going to run out very soon. I only just managed to get it, so I will leave links and everything down below. I really hope that you like the products. I hope that you like this look. I'm definitely feeling very Adele. I feel very bougie. I love it. So anyway, let me know what you think of these products and the look down below in the comments. Leave me a comment. I'd love to chat with you. I just wanted to also put out there that I have recently started a TikTok where I focus a lot on swatches of new products. I am a limited edition hoarder, so that's where you're going to find all of those proper swatches, not just here quickly on my arm. And I wanted to see what you guys thought about the eye swatches. I know that I do them after every palette that we do a couple of looks for, but I'm kind of thinking maybe we might not do that anymore now that I've got TikTok. Let me know, I'd love to know what you think. Anyway, make sure you come follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Come over to Facebook, and also remember to subscribe and like to the channel. It helps me out a lot. I now have a bit more free time on my hands, so I will be dedicating a lot more time to the channel and to social media in general. Anyway, I hope you're having a fantastic day or night wherever you are and whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!